This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast Win. Dubai here, head of the Probellum show, which we can talk about where it's live on in a minute, from the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. I'm joined by Sam Jones of Probellum. Sounds a bit weird, that, but that's what it is now.
Yeah, that's what it's under now, but things change.
We'll come on to that. Let's talk about yesterday, first of all. Public workout, great turnout in Dubai City Walk. There was a lot of people there, there's a lot of stuff going on in general.
There was like Abdul Rozik running around. There was all different types of people there. It was a really good. It was a change, but it is very similar to Vegas. Do you know, like the vibe? You can see, like, during a few years, this could be a real fight mecca.
We'll come on to the Probellum show, the opening Probellum show in Dubai, in a little while. But yeah, for yourself, obviously, you've built S-Jam boxing over numerous years, acquired some of the top talent in boxing. I still don't know how, but you managed to do it. That's all right.
Yeah, I saw you tweet as well, talking about selling jam donuts. Yeah, good one.
That's what I was told anyway. You can deny it or not, but I know that you used to sell donuts. I do know you used to sell donuts.
You know I didn't sell donuts. I've sold flipping pretty much everything else, but just not donuts.
Okay, all right. Well, we can address that later on. First of all, obviously, we know that you had good working relationships with the likes of Joe Joyce and Florian Marcoux and all your other fighters. It must have been a tough decision. You're obviously still going to remain friends with them, but it must have been a tough decision to kind of step away from that role into doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, it is. It has been difficult, if I'm honest. It has been really difficult because I'm no matter what anyone calls me or says about me, I'm pro fighter. Like, and everyone will always say that, and it's the reason why people are always like, do you know, because I'm still in contact like Joe will still message me, or I'll message him every day. We're in contact every day. We're mates, and it will always be like that. I'll always be involved with Joe, like, not professionally anymore. That's down to Adam Morley and S-Jam Boxing. But as a friend, I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to be there for him, and he'll still ring me now. What do you think about this? And that's just how it is. He's my friend. But because the relationship is still like that, people always assume that Sam he has to be still involved in S-Jam because he's still friends with the fighters. Like, just because I've not, usually in boxing, a split's usually down because a manager's robbed money off a fighter or something. It's true though, isn't it? You look at me like that, it's true. And they've been through court cases and all that kind of thing. And that's and it blows up, does it? Relationships blow up. That's not how my relationship ended. I'm good. They're they're my boys at S-Jam Boxing. Every single one of them, and I'll always fondly be invested in their career, like emotionally, because I care about all of them individually. As soppy that might sound, but it's true. Like all the boys, I've got some probably closer than others, but I've got close relationships with them. It will always be like that. But as far as professionally goes, no, that's down to Adam Morley.
Yeah, I will echo those thoughts because normally a split.
It's a bonfire.
Yeah,
it kicks off, doesn't it?
With a fighter and either a manager or a promoter, when it's a split, there's always a negative undertone that's sometimes disguised because a statement comes out and it's like the cliche statement of, yeah, you
What's
know,
he doing? How much money's he stolen?
No. I'm on about a statement that they put out is almost like, yeah, you know, wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. But there's always, usually, as we know in boxing, something that's gone on beneath the surface. But I knew in this situation that it was almost you going to break up with a partner that had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, kind of like that, and I can say, like, maybe not all of them, but definitely the vast majority. I mean, Florian still ring. I speak to all the guys I speak to pretty much on a almost a daily basis. But as you say, like, it was kind of an opportunity with Probellum that I felt at this stage I can't really turn down because of what they're going to build and what they are building. It's so impressive, and like they're going to be a massive powerhouse in boxing.
I can say this, maybe you won't admit to this, but was it a case of you'd kind of outgrown your position with S-Jam in a certain way that there was a natural progression for you to take in order to kind of further your career?
I don't know, like, KUGAN, like, I've had people tell me from the get-go, Sam's a promoter, Sam's a promoter. And maybe that's what gave me something extra as a manager, is the fact that I was able to do, like, I'm not for everyone, KUGAN. Do you know, like, as a when I was a manager, I'm not for everyone. Like, some people might look at him and think, oh, what a dick. I'm not for everyone, but for some I am, and I think I've benefited Joe's career as has he benefited me. Because I mean, without my relationship with Joe, I wouldn't be like in the position I am now. So I'm forever grateful to Joe for that, and like he will always be one of my closest friends and my big friends because of it. But yeah, it came out of the blue, and Joe always messages me saying, "When are you coming back?" as like joking around. But yeah, that's just the way it is. But yeah, going back to what you're saying, because in boxing, it's usually there's a statement, like even if there's a trainer separation or there's a fighter and a manager, but especially with managers, it's usually something like a dark reason, like as to why they're doing it. And like I can hold my hands up, say there's no reason that, and all the boys are my friends, and I'm sure they'll echo that, which is, I suppose it looks good on me.
How does your role that you had at SJAM differentiate between the role you have with Probellum? Because you're still working with fighters, and it's kind of similar-ish to the way you're going to kind of push Probellum fighters, but how's the role different from what you were doing with SJAM?
I mean, I've been brought in as talent relations, but I think there's the roles that it's going to be maybe change as it goes. But like I'm ready to get my hands dirty, KUGAN. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm ready to go. I'm ready if they need me to front a press conference, I'll do that. If they need me to organise other things, no problem. I'm all in for that. But I'm pro fighter, so that can never change. And I think that's probably the reason why they've brought me on board, because I think the fighters that I have represented, I've always got a close relationship with them, and I have to be all in on something, KUGAN. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm passionate about what I do, and that's I think that's the reason why they've acquired me. But they've got a great team, Probellum. They've look at all the names that work there. They've got the US people from the UFC, some really talented people. I'm probably one of the least talented, probably the least talented, but they've brought me in for a reason. They obviously see something in me. So and I felt it was a perfect opportunity, and it's not a bad way to kick off, is it really? A double world title fight in Dubai, in the biggest arena in Dubai.
Let's talk about Probellum for a second. Obviously, you talk about it's almost like a super team that acquired with obviously Harrison Whitman, Eric Winter. I'm going to include yourself in this, but there's so many people. Richard Schaefer, obviously, very experienced, knowledgeable people that have worked in various aspects of not just obviously boxing but also UFC, etc. And it's all kind of around the same sort of mould. So when you kind of put all these guys, all these superheads together, we're looking at it like this is going to be some force moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this event this weekend, it's kind of all been put together quite quickly, and I mean, but it's not a bad way to start, and I think it's just a sign of things to come. I mean, I know some of the talent they're speaking to and looking to acquire. It's massive, KUGAN. Like, and I wouldn't have left my position, what I was doing, to come here if it wasn't going to be incredible. And I really do think I'm going to be a part of something, a team of something incredible. Because it's not me, it's we. You know what I mean? It's a real team thing that Probellum have. It's not just one guy. Like I say, like, it could be a different guy, like fronting press conferences. It's going to change all the time, and I think that's what's going to make this company stand out a lot.
I mean, one thing I have noticed in kind of the few months, and like I said, Probellum's come on the scene over the last sort of 3 or 4 months, and one of the biggest problems in boxing is promoters and management companies and unwilling or to work with other outfits. We've seen the link up between Probellum and probably about at least a dozen different partners around the world. Some people would have heard of, some they wouldn't have heard of, but are prominent in their continents and countries. So we're assuming that this is the move forward, is to try and for Probellum to work with everyone, work with Eddie Hearn, work with Frank Warren, work with Hennessy, work with everyone I'm talking about UK promoters at the moment, but just work with everyone in order to kind of just make the best price possible.
That's what it means. It's what boxing's missing. There was a gap in the market for someone to come in, a promotional outfit, whatever you want to call it, to make all the fights happen, all the big fights happen, and that's what expect to see a lot of that. The fans need to expect to see those fights that you didn't think could ever happen will happen.
So let's come on to, obviously, this Saturday, Coca-Cola Arena.
Yeah.
The arena looks... I've not been in there. It looks...
I've literally gone past it. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It looks unbelievable. I mean, I hope they bring some other fights here. And Dubai, like I said, becomes like a capital of boxing, because that arena is unbelievable. So it's so equipped, this place is, to stage these type of events, and hopefully long may it continue.
Double world title header, which headlines, obviously there's a whole host of kind of Dubai talent crossed with people like John O'Carroll, etc. People recognise obviously from Ireland and the UK. But Sonny Edwards defending his IBF crown against a very dangerous opponent in Jason Mammer, and Paul Butler going in against someone that UK fans know very well, especially Sonny Edwards, actually, because Casemiro was the guy that beat his brother Charlie. But what a way to kick off.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable way to kick off. I mean, also Sonny Edwards, like he's gone through the small hall shows, and he's won his world title fights against a guy who's world class, unbelievable win for his last fight. And then what an opportunity for Sonny, like, to display his skills in this on in a different country, on this kind of, to headline a show like this is unbelievable for him, and I think he'll come really good. He looks the strongest I've seen him as well, Sonny. He's got a tough fight though. That Jason Mammer, I was looking at him a few nights ago. He's not coming to lie down. He's coming to change his life. And those the Filipino coming over, he's coming to change his life, and Sonny's gonna have to be switched on, because anything less than a perfect performance, he could slip up there. But I've got full faith in Sonny that he's gonna do the business on him and look really good doing it.
Has this kind of fight week, I know you've only been here a few days, but has your role kind of with Probellum been different from kind of a role where you've just got one, maybe two fighters on a bill, where you're kind of just focused on those fighters, but this week's a little bit different for you?
It's like the whole show, isn't it? Like you've got, it's usually when you as a manager, you'll go there with, for example, you've got one or two fighters on a show, you're with those fighters. Now it's the whole show. You've got to be worried about I'm interested in looking at the production, how good the show's going to be, because it's a reflection of all of us that are a part of Probellum. But I've got no doubts it's going to be fantastic on Saturday.
The burning question was actually announced today about where people in the UK can watch the Probellum show on this Saturday. So there's actually quite a few platforms. Let's just talk about, first of all, in the UK, we have BoxNation, Free Sports, and I think Premier Sports too.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone's going to be, the boxing fans will be familiar with BoxNation. So I think that's probably what the most of them will watch it on. But it's great. A show like this, free to air TV, it's perfect for the boxing fans. You can't complain. Yeah, it was a bit late there. I've had so many messages. When's the TV? But because the event's kind of been brought together quickly, it was like down to the wire. But we always knew we were going to get a UK broadcaster for this, and for next week as well in Sunderland for Lewis Ritson's and Ricky Burns, both headlining the show next week. So it's great for the boxing fans.
So you've got two shows.
Even flown Michael Buffer in here. It's a big show, and Michael Buffer's going in town.
Did you get paid less for this week because Buffer had to come in town?
Yeah, I'll have to check at the end of the month.
So you've got two shows back to back. Obviously, Dubai, quite a contrast. No disrespect to Sunderland. We love Sunderland, but Dubai to Sunderland. But
coming to Rainton, KUGAN.
I'm going to be in Manchester, to be honest with you. Andrew McCart will be in Sunderland.
Rainton, are you? You're going to watch Parker against Chisora?
I'll be in Manchester when I come back from Dubai, yes. But yeah, two shows back to back to kind of round off the year. But it's kind of, Lewis Ritson, Ricky Burns on the bill, and obviously two world title fights. It was an ending to the year, but a strong opening from Probellum.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people look at it. I mean, it's a brand new company. I think they're 90 days old. To put two shows like that together, I mean, obviously one's in Dubai on the Coca-Cola and one's in Rainton, but they're solid cards. If you look at who's on the card, they're really solid cards. Mark Dickinson, tremendous prospect from Newcastle. Lewis Ritson, Ricky Burns, Joe Laws will be on the card. He's got a crazy fan base. He's going to come. It's sold out though next week, so it shows that it's going to be a really good show next week.
Come a long way since the Primark Eddie Hearn days. You still get them comments?
What am I now? What would you say I am now?
I don't know. I see less of the Primark Eddie Hearn stuff. So I suppose is that a compliment? I think you kind of not liked it, but 2 or 3 years ago you probably just took it. tongue in cheek.
Eddie's one of the top promoters in the world, isn't he? If someone wants to compare me, like have it to be a takeoff of what did he score? Eddie Hearn on Wish. If something like that. If I'm that, then I'm that. No problem. Told you, Primark's for the masses.
It is actually. Walked through Primark the other day. I was like, this is mental. Like literally, the queues in there were crazy.
I've not been in Primark for a while, to be fair, but
Good for kids stuff, by the way.
is it?
FYI for yourself.
Noted.
Noted. But obviously, a little bit of tongue in cheek over my Twitter comment. I was told that you used to work in a bakery. I don't think you did, but
I've never worked.
it was a great story. Was it a great story though?
You're an arsehole, but I have worked in most places you can think of, but a bakery is not one of them, I'm afraid.
That's bad reporting, really, because I was told that from multiple sources, and it turns out that you're denying
You
it.
know full well, like, what are you talking about? The jam as well, like, if he didn't, what did he put? Let me read it.
Cool.
I'm sure he said if he didn't sell enough jam, if he didn't sell enough jam, so many people believe it as well, like, oh, he's such an arsehole.
I thought this to be true. That's why I did it. Otherwise, I would never have done it.
It was true. Let me read it. Where is it? Love him or hate him. 5 years ago today, Sam Jones was working for a family-run... It's funny you read it the second time. Family-run bakery on Derby commission. If he didn't sell jam-infused donuts, he wasn't being paid. Now he's on the ladder to being a major player in boxing. Fair play. Hopefully the latter bit's true, but no, I didn't sell jam donuts.
Well, if you read my tweet, I apologize. Shall I make an apology now? It's been a bit of a roller coaster, 3 or 4 years for you, but I suppose in the next 3 or 4 years, you see your kind of vision and life and boxing career with Probellum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I wouldn't have left, I told you before, I wouldn't have left the position I was in. I was very happy, very comfortable doing what I was in. I was loving what I was doing, but I just felt this could be my time, like my position. I mean, as I say, from when I first started, I said, oh, he's a promoter. Well, I'm joining a promotional outfit. Let's see how I do.
I think one thing, just looking through kind of tweets of my tongue-in-cheek tweet, but I think looking at comments, people kind of have realised, maybe reluctantly or not reluctantly, that they might not like you, but they appreciate the fact that you are what you said 15 minutes ago. You are there for the fighter, and I think that's a problem in boxing where promoters, managers have been accused, rightfully and wrongfully.
I've never been involved in a court case, KUGAN. I've been involved in boxing a few years now, and I've had no court cases and no fighters wanting to leave. So I think I've done okay with that.
So my comment is that you're there, but I think it's apparent that you're there for the fighter.
To everyone. I mean, what did someone put there? He's a tit, but like he works hard or something like that. That's fair enough.
Take that.
Yeah, take that. It's no problem. It's what it is. You're never going to please everybody, are you? I mean, some people. I think the perception of me might have got more, but I think people respect me more as somebody that's here to stay, if you know what I mean. Because in boxing, everyone was saying, "Oh, he's going to be a flash in the pan." I had that from the beginning. He's going to be a flash in the pan. Joe Joyce's shit and all that kind of told. Like I've got good. I would like to think of my knowledge of boxing. It's not amazing, but it's I would like to think it's really quite good. So like I know what I'm talking about. So let's see. But you earn respect in boxing, don't you? That's what you get.
Yeah, I think you do that over time. I think you don't do that overnight. I think you do it over time, and like you said, you're not.
You've been in boxing for 4.5 years?
Yeah, I mean, it was 5 years today. You were selling jam-infused donuts in a family-run bakery.
In a family-run business. No, yeah, okay.
Cute story, anyway. So yeah, what's the day today? Thursday. Interview will probably go out Friday. So yeah, a couple of days away. And do you feel any kind of? I asked you the other day if you felt pressure going into Saturday. To obviously the fights are out of your control, but just for the whole night to run smoothly, because I'm sure you'll be judged.
Yeah, for sure. Like you want the night to run smoothly, but because it's been brought together quite quickly, I mean, fans can be like it's a bonus. It's a bonus. It's an added bonus. It's a great show. I know there's another good show happening on over in the UK, but this is going to be a bit before, so hopefully there's not too much of a clash there. I don't think there really will be. I think because of the timings of it. So hopefully the fans can enjoy both shows.
So I'm predicting the biggest rivalry in promotional history in this country over the last 30 years between Mr. Hearn and Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
I believe that they will come together. This is my prediction. Yeah. They will come together for a major event, and Probellum have made it happen. That's what I think will happen.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Probellum will put on that show themselves.
Or have them as like bit parts.
Who knows? You just don't know, do you? Who knows?
You never know. You never know. Boxing's a funny old world.
I mean, you look at some of the statements they've made already. They're here to stay for sure.
Absolutely, and just echoing what I said, the people involved in them is mind blowing. People, kind of industry people that know who these guys are. God, it is mind blowing to know that the talent.
I mean, the guy that was doing all the directing for the UFC, like he's unbelievably talented guy, and he's got some unbelievable plans for this.
Anthony Cannizaro as well.
Yeah, Cannizaro managed Paulie Malignaggi for years. Yeah, he's a very, very well respected guy. So there's some real. I told you, I'm probably the least talented human on the team. So I'm kind of probably lucky to be a part of this kind of all-star setup.
Humble as ever. Well, Sam Jones, wish you the best of luck with the opening show here in Dubai at the Coca-Cola Arena. People
could be there, I'm being told.
Bit of a turncoat, you.
No, don't be ridiculous. He's great.
Mate, Abdul Rozik was at the workout yesterday, and his biggest fan last night was you.
I don't know. I liked him. Just had to scoop him up and take a picture with him. Like I did say though, I did make it very clear I was Team Hasbullah, but he swayed me a little bit. But I'm still just more Hasbullah, and Nassim Hamed was there yesterday. I mean, I never it was always
pretty emotional. You were.
No, I wasn't emotional. No, it is all kind of a bit weird when I see him because like he's a hero of mine. He's Naz, so it's always the same whenever I went. I mean, the first time I met him, I swear to you, the gospel truth. I saw him at the was you there when Linares fought Luke Campbell at the Staples Center?
I wasn't there.
He was there, and I've never met him before. And I was there with Joe Joyce, and Joe was, what are you doing? I climbed over the seats and just over this barrier to take a photo with him. It's the truth, honestly. And Joe is so shit at taking photos. He won't mind me saying that. He's the worst picture taker of all time. I think because he's so big that he holds the phone at an angle. So my first ever picture with Nassim Hamed, and he cut my head off. Like, so literally I'm half a head. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, I can't wait to see this. What has he done? What has he done? And I said, Naz, what's happening here? And then it didn't happen again. But after the fight, he literally pulled me to one side. He actually said, come over here. And we took another photo. It was a good fight. I think he felt sorry for me because I made such an attempt to get a photo with him. But no, Naz is he is my favourite fighter of all time. He's the reason why I love boxing. So I can never get tired of seeing Naz.
Yeah, I echo those thoughts entirely about Naz. It is weird just seeing him kind of around in general. Just crazy. Speak to him, but just...
I don't get starstruck, Kugan. Like, honestly, I really don't. I mean that when I say that. I don't get starstruck at all. But with him, always starstruck. And it'll always be that way for me. Like, I can't help it. I know he's your favourite fighter as well, but, like, he is the reason why I love boxing.
Okay. Well, Sam, I appreciate your time on this Thursday evening. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
No, just tune in and watch the show on Saturday night, live on BoxNation, free sports. Tune in and watch the fight. 2 world title fights. Sonny Edwards against Jason Mama. John Real Casemiro against Paul Butler. Tune in and watch the show.
John O'Carroll also on the bill.
John O'Carroll make appearance as well, looking to have another push towards another world title fight.
And a whole host of other talent. Sam Jones, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Wayne, by the time this goes out, so Wayne would have already have happened. And then, yeah.
That long to upload a video. Come on, Coogan.
It's all about timing.
Coogan, get your finger out.
It's all about timing.
Get your finger out, Coogan. Takes you 24 hours to upload a video. Andrew McCart either gets them out in an hour.
Sam, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you soon.